also blur out this one to 5%. And I'm gonna merge these two together. Now I want to create a new layer, and I'll pick this color, preferably this yellow color. I'm gonna go to luminance using the light brush, and let's make it bigger. And what I'm doing is creating the sun. make it a little bit brighter. Increase the opacity again and lower the size. Also, I wanted to tell you that this is another video that I lost, but this one I actually finished quite quickly in, I think, 45 minutes, so I don't know how long the filming will take of this one, but the previous version, which I'm using as a reference, but on my computer, took 45 minutes. The audio though, I couldn't hear it while I was filming. There was an annoying buzzing sound. It was irritating. I tried saving it, but just listening to it was really annoying. I actually don't like that, so I'm gonna erase it a little bit and make that look faint. And then again, I love it. Now, let me see my reference. Okay. Now, we're gonna merge these two. I'm gonna duplicate them, turn off this one, and I'm gonna blur them out. This much. I'm gonna rotate it a little bit. Looks great. So, now, here's what we're gonna do. Now, we're gonna create a new layer on top of the sun, and we're gonna pick our script brush. Let's lower the size, and the opacity needs to be at 100%. So I'm gonna start with little dots on the canvas, and when you apply more pressure while using the script brush, the dot gets bigger. Sometimes it's not as opaque, so you might need to, just get in there create a new layer on top of that one, and we're gonna go in with a brighter color and a bit more, orangey. We have our new layer, and I'll increase my brush size a little bit, and we will be doing the same. I hope you find the tapping relaxing of the pen on the iPad, because I know I've been doing it a lot, and I hope it's not too annoying for you. That was by mistake. And to make it look a little bit more natural, make sure you do some around the edges, close to the edges. Now we need a new layer, and we're gonna go in with an even brighter color like this one. So let's start. Okay, we need a new layer now, and it needs to be brighter and closer to yellow like this one. I don't like it covering the sun, so that's the closest we're gonna get to it. We don't need it to. Okay. And finally, this beautiful yellow color it's just interesting to see how adding little dots on a piece of, blank canvas, even a digital one, you can create something beautiful. Now, I'm gonna need a new layer and go in with this bright color, which is a white color. I think these ones are a little bit too small, aren't they? Okay, I want to erase these just a little bit. Perfect. And I'm gonna group these. I'm gonna duplicate the group, of course, and I'm gonna flatten it. And now I'm gonna blur it out. A little bit. I think that should be enough. Now I'm gonna create a new layer and go in with my luminance brush to add some pretty bright spots here and there onto the canvas. And I don't want only white spots. I also want some yellow spots and maybe blue ones. Now let's go with the yellow ones. We need another layer. Oh, sorry. I hope that wasn't too harsh on your ears. And all these are little lights from the city we're looking at. this thick. Let's increase the opacity so that you can see, and we can rotate it this way, and we can have the sunset here in the middle. Perfect, and done. Now we are gonna create a new layer, and we will turn on the drawing assist, and we will just trace the lines like this. Perfect. Now we will need to create a new layer, and we will create little circles over here on each of those corners, and you'll understand why in a bit. I think this one's a little bit too big. Maybe we can balance things out with the rest. Okay, now I'll merge these two, and I'm gonna create a clip and mask. Go to, I use the chalk brush, and I'm gonna make it a little bit lighter. And I'm gonna start a shading. Maybe I can make the brush a little bit smaller. And I'm just doing this, so one side goes here and the other side goes this way. This is the archetypal sketch, and then we go from here all the way down, and we'll do the same. And then from here, another one starts, and it goes down again, like the previous one. See? Super easy. Okay, and I think we're done